Shabbat committee. There's not much time and there's a lot to cover and the stakes are enormous. So I'm going to get right to the next slide, which is it's going to be the focus of the debate and probably the most important part, which is we can't possibly win. As an actuary, my livelihood depends on analyzing probabilities all the time, and this isn't even probabilities. It's a certainty. We can't win. Too many reasons going against us. First of all, everyone prefers latkes. We saw that in the Onig. In fact, I have to admit, I prefer latkes. And the reason is, some of you know that I have a gluten allergy, and there may be no food on earth that has a higher concentration of gluten than Hamantaschen. Third reason, history is against us. University of Chicago has been holding Latke Hamantaschen debates every year for 63 years. Hamantaschen never win, it's always latkes. Fourth, the timing. I love you guys on the Cineplex Shabbat committee, but would it have killed you to pick a date other than the first night of Hanukkah? And finally, a conspiracy plot at the highest levels of this temple to disenfranchise the Hamantaschen. Cynical, devious, nefarious. I'm going to name names. 3 parts to this. Part 1. You may have heard of this extraordinary show called Bubby's Kitchen. Could have taken place any time at all. Just happened to be the last possible time before the great debate. Part 2, it had to be publicized. Now you would have thought an event of this magnitude the word would have gotten out months in advance. But no, that wasn't going to undermine the Hamantaschen enough. So in the last 2 weeks, there's been a barrage of emails from Rabbi David, from the president, Karen Foyer, calls from the board of trustees that my partner and I were unwitting accessories to. The point was, there's probably never been such a heavy concentration of traffic to the East End Temple website. So what? This is the really nefarious part. You go to the website, you're looking all around, you want to see everything you can about Bubby's Kitchen, you look, oh, parashah for the week, and what else do you see? Oh my goodness. Welcome to the cookbook. Hands down, the latkes will win in the latkes versus Hamantaschen great debate. If you read the recipe, that was the emotional climax of tonight's sermon. I can't tell you. I was so upset by this it made my hair stand on end. Rabbi Adelson, who we depend on in times like this where we're going to have to be counted on to make major life decisions, we depend on you for your compassion, wisdom, even-handedness. How could this be? So everything is stacked against us. The expectations are so low that if we come in the top 2, ahead of the write-in vote for macaroons, but we will win. How are we going to do this? Well, I'm personally going to follow the same approach I use to recruit ushers, members to the nominating committee, and new members to the temple.
You will nag us to death.
Right. I'm going to appeal to liberal Jewish guilt. So that you're going to say, enough already. I don't know what he wants, but anything has to be better than these incessant phone calls, emails, handwritten notes. Whatever he wants, give it to him. That's going to be followed by stage 2. Actuarial anesthesia. be subjected to a barrage of insurance definitions, actuarial formulas, assumptions, and numbers. You won't know what hit you. In addition, the assumptions will be self-servingly ridiculous, and the numbers will all be made up. That doesn't matter. Accuracy is not what's important here. What's important is that you will be in such a comatose state that you'll be ready for the third stage, which is more liberal Jewish guilt. At this point, you'll be so comatose that you won't be able to tell the difference between the great Jewish heroes of our history and a piece of pastry. And you will spontaneously break out in singing. So let's get started. Liberal Jewish guilt. First of all, we know that Latke and in these times of energy shortages, global warming, and fragile geopolitics, do we really want to depend on a food that's the culinary equivalent of the Humvee? And of course, we have to talk about discrimination. Historically, Jews have been in the vanguard of fighting against discrimination of all sorts and favoring the underdog, which we certainly are tonight. And of course, we've seen many forms of discrimination: anti-Semitism, racism, sexism, ageism, homophobia. And in looking at this list, who can say that any one form is any less offensive than any other form? Certainly we agree that all forms of discrimination are equally pernicious and can't be tolerated. Well, Hamantaschen have also been subject to discrimination. On the basis of taste. Now, some of you may have heard circumstances where somebody says, "Oh, you have such discriminating taste," and mean it as a compliment. But as liberal Jews, we know better. And as we agreed before, all forms of discrimination are equally odious. Okay, now we're ready for actual anesthesia. We'll start with some formulas to get this going. Let TPX be the probability that a piece of food, age X, will survive to age X plus T without being consumed. And from that, we can get the life expectancy of a piece of food, which is the integral of TPX dt. Now, my good but misguided friend Mickey suggested before that latkes are healthier than Hamantaschen. He didn't quantify it, he just asserted it. Let's examine the facts. It's a well-known actuarial identity that the life expectancy at birth of a latke is 0. They're so healthy that they're immediately consumed. Hamantaschen, however, are much more complicated. So there, we have to go to the most recent intercompany experience study of the Society of Actuaries on the mortality of inanimate objects. And from that, we get the life expectancy at birth of Hamantaschen at 17.1259 days. Now you might think, 1259, those are the verses that we sang tonight for Latke did. And then some of the digits of 17. Completely coincidental. This is actuarial science.
Conspiracy!
So anyway, so as this proves, the expected life expectancy at birth of the Hamantaschen is greater than the life expectancy of a latke. So that proves that Hamantaschen are healthier than latkes.